Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this Tuesday afternoon for our Lunch and Learn. Today, our sales representative, Steve Mackey, is here to give you a quick tour of the Library Solutions or Library.Solutions for School, our web-based school library management system. Before we start, I have just a few housekeeping items. First of all, we are recording. So if you want to share this with your colleagues or watch it back later, the video will be available on our website starting tomorrow. And since you are joining us live, you will have the opportunity to ask questions at the end. So feel free to use the Q&A widget down at the bottom of your screen throughout the presentation. Steve, thank you for joining us for our Lunch and Learn.
Oh, well, thank you, Whitley. I am glad to be here, and I hope everybody's having a good lunch today. While we learn a little bit more about Library.Solution for schools, we develop with intent to create an intuitive and flexible solution that fits our school customers. The Library Corporation has been developing products for libraries for more than 50 years. We rely on close partnerships with our customers to develop the tools and resources that they need so that they can continually manage their collections with efficiency so that the end goal is that all of their users can easily discover and enjoy the materials that you collect for those. So today we're going to focus primarily on cataloging and the functions that we have created within Library.Solution for schools to give you an idea of how we can help support you all because we know you're all very busy. We'll see some of these examples like granular permissions, authority records in the demo. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll escape here. We'll start out in our discovery application for Library.Solution for schools. We have a beautiful, intuitive solution. It makes it easy for both your teacher librarians. You'll see down here how we can spotlight unique collections. Each of your individual schools has their own OPAC interface. We're flexible in the way that you can search against the collection if they wanted to search just their collection or all of the middle schools. We can work with you on that. But it's very easy to promote collections. And then, of course, it's got to be easy for people to search. So, what we've done is we've got lots of great predictive searching within there. So, as your users start typing, they'll start to see items that are in your collection or authors that are in your collection. Predictive searching gets smarter. It knows all of the types of searching that your patrons do. So it learns to promote those items that are most often used in your collection. In this instance, I am going to misspell Mississippi to also show how we also want to provide an avenue for your users to really find that information. So if someone misspells Mississippi, we're going to give them at least one search suggestion to get them right on track. Some other things that are really nice in the system is we've got within advanced search, you can create advanced search, but we also incorporate reading level search for users so that they can find materials that are most appropriate for them, and your librarians can help hone in there. So if I wanted to come in and do a quick search for a resource between 585, let's narrow that down a little bit. I can create a search term and then hone in on all of that information by the appropriate reading level. It's really a great tool, particularly for our school different customers. Then you'll also see over to the left lots of different facets and formats. So maybe they're only looking for an ebook that they can download instantly from that discovery layer. It's all available to that. So, as you know, catalogs that are clean and efficient don't appear out of thin air. It takes a little bit of coordination work from the cataloging side to make that happen. So we have a intuitive cataloging solution that allows you to import records. You can add records and you can search for records. We're going to see a little bit about that. What I wanted to do is kind of give you an overview of the cataloging review. Depending on your permissions that are set, you would have access to probably your own school, or if you were an administrator, you would be able to flip through all the different schools within a district. This will show recent activity. We have a concept of title spaces and item spaces. And I like to explain this as kind of virtual book carts. You've got a book cart of items that need new barcodes and labels printed. So you can create an item space that allows you to manage those. Title spaces is where you manage all of the titles that you are putting into the collection. We have integrated authority control. We're going to see that embedded into cataloging. It's a tremendous time saver for busy districts that don't have centralized cataloging. Um, we want you all to be able to take advantage of authority control because that improves searching and discoverability. It's very easy to run through our import. If you get titles from your book vendor, you can easily import those and publish those and have them available. But we want to first start with the concept that a lot of our users use is a create new title. And what's really great about this feature is you can select that you want to upgrade when a match is available. So if you're out in an individual school and you've got items that need to be circulated quickly, you can come in and quickly add the information about a title. This is the 1992 edition. You'll notice it won't let you put in bad data. And we can publish that item instantly. And then all we have to do is scan the barcode. We put that in its collection that we have here. Let's go in here and do a fiction and put in the location, any of this other information that you want to add for the item, and you save that, and that item is ready to be circulated. Now, why is fast add so important? Again, remember, you may be too busy to find a qualified MARC record for that item right now, but what Library.Solution for Schools will do for you is it will check all of your fast add titles and it will upgrade and match that title from the Library of Congress, a MARC record collection that we'll see. What I want to do as well is go in and take a look at some title spaces. We've seen how easy it is to add an item. Doing fast add, there are other ways that you can do additions to the catalog. You may have a box of new books and you want to scan an item, and you'll see here that that item was actually found in the local database. So we go to great lengths to make sure that we minimize duplication in the title records. So that means that those items, again, are more cleanly discovered by your users. In this particular example, we are seeing our cataloging module. You'll see that it's form-based. You don't have to have a manual of US Mark in order to be able to consistently catalog materials for your community. Very easy to navigate through. We can come down and see any summaries that are available. We can come and look at any awards that have come. But really, what this is, if you're uh, interested in adding a physical item, again, it's super easy to add that item, scan the barcode, and you're on the way. Another example that might happen is if you're cataloging, it may not be in the local collection. So you need to find an appropriate MARC record for that title. Instead of creating that MARC record, you can search for and you can select a match. It didn't find it in its local. You have access to our It's Mark subscription database, and you can configure any number of Z3950 resources. We're going to click over into It's Mark and see that we can easily recognize that we've got a material here. We can review that title and see which title we may want to use to add to our local database. And I'm going to select this title, and that brings that into the title space. You'll notice its source is It's Mark. I can come in and make any edits to this cataloging record as I want. I want to show out some of the features that make it easy. You'll notice here that we support series. You have multiple different types of contributors. Within genres, this allows you to search all of the different genres that are supported from the Library of Congress. Again, if you're adding manga books or fantasy titles, that's not this particular title, but you want to be able to use the same consistent language in your records, no matter who's doing the cataloging, whether or not it's centralized or each of your individual teacher librarians do that. So it's real important to work with a system that supports you into being consistent. The same thing will happen if we come into subjects. If I add a subject, you'll notice that right in the cataloging, you are getting access to those Library of Congress uh, subject headings that are authorized and consistent. No misspellings. It's easy enough to do that. We can come over. We're going to save and continue our cataloging editing. And then I'm going to go in and add one quick item just by scanning a barcode. Oop, we'll scan that barcode again. You'll also notice that you can have your barcodes auto-generated, which is really a nice feature as well. We'll put this in nonfiction. And we've added that item. If we are ready to release that item to the collection, we can publish that title to the local database, and it's instantly ready to be checked out. One of the other things I did want to show in cataloging, as much as we try to minimize duplication, we're going to find it. So we do make it easy. In this example, I've got two versions of the Cat in the Hat. I want to compare those. And what I can do very easily is review those records and say, you know, I want all of those items associated with that duplicate record to be moved over. and we will automatically clean that duplicate record out of the system. So when duplications happen, very easy to manage within the system. Another tool that we see up here is if I'm looking for titles or items to add in my spaces, I can come up here and search against the database. And we have a lot of features for you to do advanced searching into your local database. One of them is really nice, keeping your database lean and mean, is our search for titles without items. So if you are wanting to do some end of the year cleanup, very easy to find all of those bibliographic records that no longer have items associated. Those can be added into a title record. I could select all 4,000. Just for example, I'm going to do 10 and I'm going to throw those into my deleted, to be deleted. Easy to search for a title space. And then you'll notice over here in my title spaces, they're ready to go. So it's a lot of information about cataloging. I want to show you a few more things. How do we manage this? The ability to do fast add and cataloging in a distributed environment. Library.solution has very easy to use security, role-based permissions. So I can have users set up that are only able to do cataloging fast add, and you can see down here how granular our permissions are within library.solution for schools. This gives each district the flexibility to create roles that align to their roles that they need in their district. And you can create users that have administrative rights to the entire catalog or can be just very limited in what they want to do. If you only want them to print labels, they can do that. So I know that was a quick view in permissions, but it's time to take a little bit of look at reporting on the back end. LS2 reports has more than 300 reports for you to analyze and work with your data. We have schools reports. I would be remiss to tell you that we have so many different notices that can be customized by each individual school. Very easy to use. But we also have wanted to show you a couple of reports that help keep your collection in great health. First of all, we have a library dashboard and overview of what's going on. We can see things that are happening with borrowers' items at the CERC desk, what's going on with items that you have on hold. You'll see here, I filtered it by a location so I can see all of the different types of materials. Just a good overview of what's going on. It's very easy to flip within LS2 reports from a site specific to a district wide. We know that it's important to see things at district and local level. We want to give you the tools to be able to do that. One of the other reports I wanted to show you real quickly was system titles that are in the fast add replacement log. So if you remember the book that we added quickly, this is the report that will show us all of the different types of statuses, whether or not we didn't get a match, if it was replaced. And just to give you an idea of how quick reports is, it can go through and generate reports while you're in operation without negatively affecting the system. And here you can see fast add in action where it will come through and show you those items, those control numbers, and the new control number for that qualified mark record. Another report that's very popular is to look for titles that have duplicate ISBNs. Again, we want to keep the database as mean and clean as possible so it's easily discoverable by your users. And this will show us by ISBN all of the multiple items and different control numbers so that we can periodically go in to the database and get those cleaned up. Um, the last title is one of my favorites because I used to do cataloging quite a bit. Is a report that will show you titles that have a potentially incorrect non-filing indicator. So we want to make sure a new doll for baby Daisy that should have an indicator of 2 because the search character starts with new and we want to disregard A. So lots of reports that are available to you to help you keep your database clean and current and easily discoverable for your users. We'll come back to the LSC Reports homepage, and I want to point out we have a LS community for schools specifically targeted to give you access to all types of videos and hints and tips on how to manage your collection from system administration to staff, pack customization, you name it, it's available for you. Now, I know that was a very quick demo. We're here at a quick lunch and learn of just some of the things that Library.Solution can do for you. Whitley, I will say I forgot to ask for the first poll whether or not folks did centralized cataloging or not. But I will come back up here and let you wrap us up. If we want to do that poll or go direct to questions, depending on the time, I'll leave it to you.
Looks like we've got about 8 minutes left. I don't have any questions in the Q&A quite yet, so I'll give you folks a minute to write those out. So I'll set that first poll. We just wanted to see if your school district has centralized office that oversees the cataloging and library services. Maybe they do 100% of the cataloging. Maybe they do the initial titles, but you're cataloging your own items at each of the schools. Or no, you do all your cataloging at the school's level. So if you should have that poll up on your screen. And if you have any input in that, you might do your schools. Looks like most of our folks are doing cataloging is handled mostly at the central office, or is handled at central office, but the items are done at each of the schools. So that
Okay,
seems to be
okay,
where
that's
we're
good.
at.
We can absolutely support that workflow.
And then I'm going to pull up our second poll now, which is just asking if you would like more information. So if you want more information, you can say, yes, please contact me, or no, not at this time, thanks. And I'll leave that up while we go to our questions. So our first question that we had is, do you have to add the Lexile and AR levels to records? So
Uh,
Steve, can
Yeah,
you talk about
no,
that?
that's a very good question, and I forgot to say during our import process and when we migrate your data from your existing system, we go through an exhaustive process, and one of those services is adding accelerated reading and Lexile data to your bibliographic records. Other systems charge for that. That's included for us, and you do not have to manually add those to any of your records. It's a service that's available to make it infinitely more discoverable.
Okay, and then we've got another question asking about those book covers, if when you're importing for FastAdd, if you have to pull your own book covers in as well.
No, you don't. Again, we work with Syndetics Unbound. That is a service that provides book jackets, reviews, uh, a lot of integrated content to help your users find like materials for that. You can add your own local jacket, but no, you don't have to do that. That's automatically matched to your collection. so that they've got that visual cue of what that item is.
And it looked like one of our attendees had their hand up. I'm going to go ahead and hit allow to talk if you want to say anything. Not that is okay too.
Hi, I noticed that certain book vendors are integrated in your system in various districts. Can you speak to some basics on that of what, because there's some other vendors that I would like integrated with it, but I don't see
Uh,
them.
Okay. Well, first of all, we integrate with lots of different types of solutions, whether or not it's SIP2. We talked a little bit about syndetics. We also integrate with teaching books. So if your school district has a teaching book subscription, that appears in the discovery layer, and your students can interact with all of the great content that they do there. We integrate with ebook providers, Sora, Cloud Library, so that your users can automatically download and manage those book collections. Did you have a particular? And then on the back end, Don, we integrate with all the student information systems. We integrate with self-service equipment. If you've got a particular service, I'd be happy to take that and confirm with our product owners.
Yeah, I just would like to figure out what it would take to get a company on there. Just if do we, is there a person we need to talk to? Is there
Oh, okay,
something? I
okay.
mean,
Are you a content provider?
yes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we can take your information and put you in contact with the people that build and make those decisions.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, and then we had one more question. It looks like school district has pretty stringent reporting requirements, especially at the end of the school year. So how does our reporting help tackle those?
That's a good question. Again, we've got more than 300 types of reports. We've curated a collection of school reports that are prominent with those. We have worked with a number of our large customers to customize a report that meets their particular need. And then, as well, if you, all of our Library.Solution customers can have access to an authoring license, which allows you to start from scratch and build the report that you need, or take one of our reports and customize it so that it meets the particular reporting requirements for your district.
Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have. Steve, thank you so much for presenting. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, you're
Um,
welcome.
This recording will be available starting tomorrow at TLC delivers/webinars, should you want to replay it or if you want to share it with your colleagues and leadership. Also, I want to mention, since Steve talked about ItsMark, you can sign up for a 90-day free trial of ItsMark at the link that Ria just put in the comments or in the chat. Anyone can sign up whether or not you have library.solutions for schools. So if you're interested, please check out that link. And thank you everyone so much for joining us again. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon.
Bye bye. Looking forward to talking to you soon.